Hey loves, I recently deeped that it's been over 2 years since I've bleached my hair, which is crazy. In some ways, it feels like I've always been blonde, and then in other ways, it feels like it was just yesterday because I was scared for so long. I remember having so many fears about bleaching afro hair and dyeing it blonde and all these things. And honestly, my one and only regret is not doing it sooner. That being said, there are some things I wish I would have known. So here they are. And also, you asked some questions, and of course I will be answering them as well. I know I said that my only regret was not doing it sooner. However, if I was to dig a little bit deeper, if I had known that blonde hair is ready and waiting to break off, I would have prioritized my trims far more. Do not even try to think about skipping your trims because your hair will trim itself for you. If you don't actually do it yourself. I have lost so many inches, and honestly, it all could have been avoided. I look after my hair very well. I wash it pretty much every week. It stays hydrated, all these things. It was bleached amazingly. But if you forego your trims, especially if you wear your hair in a more kinky, coily state like I do, those single strand knots, they're coming for you. I recently got a trim and my hair just feels incredible, and every time I get a trim I'm like, why did I push this so far back? So I'm currently on a journey of length retention, and the main thing is getting my trims every 3 to 4 months. Yes, you can hold me to it. Another thing I wish I would have known is just how much it would change the way I view, relate to my hair, think about my hair, feel in my hair. Honestly, I think bleaching it and my hair being okay has really opened my mind to the possibilities of what I can do with my hair and how my hair can best serve me. I think oftentimes with afro hair, it feels like there are these rules, the things that you can and can't do. You know, I think that for a long time with the natural hair movement, there was a lot of demonizing of heat and bleach and color and anything, and it was, you know, having virgin hair was the only way to have afro hair. However, I feel so free now knowing that that's not the case, because one, hair does grow back, two, it's ours to experiment with. Black hair should definitely be a major part of Black joy, and honestly speaking, I feel the most beautiful in my afro hair. I struggle to do protective styles because I miss looking like this, and if I'd known that I could feel this way, I would have done this a long time ago. Believe it or not, you can have healthy bleached hair. Yes, of course, bleached hair is no longer virgin. It is compromised in one way or the other, but that doesn't mean that you cannot have healthy hair. There are people that have virgin, untouched hair that may not be as healthy as yours, because oftentimes it's not all about having untouched virgin hair. In my opinion, day-to-day maintenance trumps untouched virgin hair every time. You can have done nothing to your hair and that is to its detriment. I would go as far as to say that my hair is healthier than a lot of people that have virgin hair, purely because I am constantly in my hair. I can feel it all the time. I'm constantly hydrating it, washing it, giving it the love and attention it needs. And when you compare that to maybe someone that is, you know, in back-to-back protective styles, maybe washing their hair a handful of times a year, moisturizing it even less, hey, I don't know. Why did nobody want to tell me how muggy my glasses were? Come on, I thought we were friends. I wish I would have known that blonde hair is actually probably the easiest color to maintain if you're going to color your hair at all, especially if you do it in a way that lends itself to low maintenance, like I have. So I have a full head of highlights, but kind of in a balayage-ish style. Particularly when you have type 4 hair, you can really get away with a lot. So right now, it kind of looks like I don't have much rootage. I do though, if you see. But because it's so multi-tonal and has also been gradiented, I can get away with getting my hair bleached once a year, which is just fabulous. Blonde doesn't necessarily fade like other colors do, because when you think about it, it's not a color, it's the absence of color. Of course, tone is a different thing, and I recently got a tonal refresh which has absolutely changed the game for me. But I've gone the last 2 years just maintaining my color myself with purple products, which I'll get into because you've asked me some questions. When I see the girlies trying to maintain red, plum, and ginger, the constant refreshes, the constant touch-ups, not for me. Blonde, you do it and you just get on with your life. That's how I feel anyway, especially if you have afro hair. And linked to this, I wish I would have known that a full head of highlights is an investment. I paid, the first time I got my hair done, 300 GBP. Yeah, it was a scary figure. I've never really spent that much on my hair. However, if you take that I only get it bleached once a year because it is kind of low maintenance, I have more than paid off that 300 quid in compliments, in how I feel. I wear my hair more now, so I do a lot less like braided styles, which would have cost money. So I've saved money in girl maths anyway. Honestly, it's really, really hard for me to regret anything about bleaching my hair. This is propaganda. Bleach your hair today. But those are things I wish I would have known. As for your questions, let's go through them. The most asked question probably ever for me: where do I go to keep up my blonde? Who bleached my hair? Guys, Maybu Salon every single time. Maybu Salon, Maybu. That woman is incredible. She is based in Stockwell, a beautiful salon. She is well versed with afro hair, and hands down, I know that I wouldn't have been able to achieve this result on my own. For me, I think it takes a professional and a trained eye to be able to push your hair as light as possible while still maintaining the integrity of your curls. That's not easy. To get this light and still have my curls intact, bouncy, beautiful, healthy, I'm willing to pay. I'll link her page down below and a couple videos that we've done together where you can see my experience. For full transparency, the first time I went, I paid, and that was 2.5 years ago, so that was the price then, £300. I made a video because I wanted to, and the videos always do really, really well. And now she refuses to take my money. So I haven't paid subsequently, but I would pay in a heartbeat because she's more than worth it. Okay, I got a lot of questions along this line. Do you dye your hair every week or every month? Since it's platinum blonde, does it require touch-ups every 2 months? Guys, no. If it did, that would just not be the style for me. Because who has the money for that? As I said before, it's so low maintenance. Blonde is not a color that fades, but what I do to maintain like the vibrancy and the tone is I make a DIY purple hair mask that I use maybe once or twice a month. It's so easy to make and it gives your hair that ashy kick that you might be looking for. I just use these. These are the Adore semi-permanent like hair colors, so they have no bleach or anything in them. I use a warm tone purple and a cool tone purple, and I just pop a couple drops of each into my hair mask of choice, leave it on, and my hair is so gorgeously ashy. A tip: if you want your hair to be more on the like ash side, use a cool toned purple, like a blue based purple. If you want your hair to be more on the pearly, creamy kind of blonde, more neutral, less cool toned, then use a more pinky red based purple. So I just mix them together and it just gives me the perfect look. Outside of that, I recently got a tonal refresh. I did this with Maybu last week. Going forward, this is definitely something I'm going to be doing midway. If I bleach my hair once a year, maybe a tonal refresh in the middle, and then in between using my purple mixture. One thing to note with the purple mixture: don't go too heavy, don't do it too often, because your hair might start to look a little bit dull. At the end of the day, it is a hair dye. You do not want to actually deposit a lot of color. You just want to kind of knock out all the brassiness. We got a couple questions about maintaining moisture, because yes girl, blonde hair, she likes to dry out just a little bit, you know. She needs a little bit more care, a little bit more attention, and so a good hair mask will come in clutch. I know we're all searching for that like miracle product, me too, but one thing I have realized is that frequent maintenance is the key to moisturized hair. So yes, using a hair mask, but using that hair mask every week. Yes. The ones that I'm loving at the moment are the Amika Hydro Rush. This is really, really lovely. This one is more water-based, and I typically go for more water-based products. However, sometimes my hair just needs a good coating. I'm not even gonna lie to you. And that's when I use Lola Cosmetics Dream Cream. This is like your old school heavy duty hair mask, but it leaves my hair feeling amazing. I know there's this debate about oil, no oil. Whatever, man. Another key essential for bleached moisturized hair is actually bond builders. For us, if your hair is bleached, that hair shaft has missing pieces, and that's why our hair is so porous, and so it loses moisture easily. So I've definitely found using bond builders really helps my hair to feel softer. It helps my hair to keep in that moisture. So pairing a bond builder in conjunction with a moisturized hair mask, or even alternating them every week, I found has been really, really beneficial for my hair. Staying on the moisture wave, how do you maintain moisture in your wash and go? Currently on day 6 and fighting for my life. Girl, I hear you. Oh, I hear you. Other than finding the right product that works for you, which, quick plug, this Cream of Nature Pure Honey Shrinkage Defense Curl Activator. I talk about this. Look, she's empty. You can't really tell, but she is pretty much empty. I love this. I find it to be really, really hydrating, and it's a one-stop shop in terms of a product. But outside of finding the right wash and go product for you, something that I think really, really helps me is that I don't shower with a shower cap. I allow the steam to hydrate my hair. I don't wet my hair, I just let the steam do it. I just feel like it really gives my hair the chance to be rehydrated, especially if you're not too concerned about like picture perfect definition. Just a little mini steam every day, it just does wonders. It does wonders. And then when I take my hair out of its, like, you know, I do little bunches, it's not stiff, it's already got that bounce, that move to it. It is not at all wet, it's just plump. So if you haven't tried that, I do recommend. And finally, sleeping with a satin bonnet that is not going to come off in the night. If your satin bonnet is coming off in the night, you've already lost the battle. You've already lost. And what has helped me is sleeping on a satin pillowcase and using a satin bonnet, because I swear for the life of me, my bonnet would never stay on. But pairing these together, I feel like the lack of friction between the two satins or the two silks, game changer. And then that means, like, even if it comes away at the edges, you know that your satin pillowcase is going to still protect you. Recommend. I think the answer to this next question will shock you. How many times did I have to bleach my hair to achieve this result? One time. Yeah, one time. Even me, I was shocked. When I first went and got my hair bleached 2.5 years ago, I just said to Mayboo, I just want to go as light as we can go. And I think I was just aiming for, I guess, like a honey blonde, a dark blonde, a light brown, I don't know. Because I've heard so many people say, like, you know, if you have really dark hair, it takes several rounds to get super blonde and not be really brassy. But it just goes to show, being in the hands of a professional, she just went really slow. I'm sure she didn't use a developer higher than 20 volume either. Low volume developer got me here. And then, of course, getting my hair bleached every year just adds to that like multi-tonal vibe that I love. But it looked like this the first time round, and me too, I was in shock. And I think that's another reason why my hair is so healthy, because it's only been bleached once and with low volume developer. Some of the girlies that are dyeing their hair a certain colour have used the same amount of bleach as I have, just in a different way and in a different method. Who and where do you get styling inspiration from? Girl, you see my hair, it looks exactly the same every day. It's something I actually do want to experiment more with like different styles. But I think because my hair just really speaks for itself, like it's just so beautiful as it is, I love that. And so I don't do anything to it. Really, it's either up or it's down. That's it. This whole fringe thing that I have going on, I didn't even really consider it to be a fringe, but I get a lot of compliments on it, especially like when my hair is up and I leave it down. The reason that I do this is because I feel like I look blonder, like it really brightens my face, especially as my hair is growing out. If I am to pull it back, can you see the difference? Yeah, I hope by this point I've answered this question here. How do I prevent my hair from damage from the bleach? How do I stop it breaking off? But if you have any more questions, just leave them in the comments and I'll be more than happy to answer them. I hope this video has worked as propaganda for you to bleach your hair, because I want to see more blonde afros out in the wild. I don't see enough of them. If you haven't already, subscribe. We get into all things. Loads of juicy chats happen over here because I have more time and space to really get into things. So I'd love for you to join me. As always, I've really enjoyed chatting with you in this little safe space that we are creating. And I guess it's until next time.